Growing up, I was called the F word more times than I can remember.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about Hollyweird as they had the 2023 Tony Awards last night that absolutely nobody watched. In fact, this is the first time I've ever heard about these so-called Tony Awards. Apparently, this is for Broadway musicals and stuff like that, so it's not necessarily for, I guess, big motion picture films. But anyways, it was woke, right? I mean, they had a couple of people who became the first non-binary actors to win awards. You also had grown people on stage, boohoo, whining, and crying, pretending like the LGBTQ community is under attack.
Parade tells the story of a life that was cut short at the hands of the belief that one group of people is more or less valuable than another, and that they might be more deserving of justice. This is a belief that is the core of anti-Semitism, of white supremacy, of homophobia, of transphobia, and intolerance of any kind. We must come together. We must battle this. It is so, so important, or else we are doomed to repeat the horrors of our history. And to our beautiful trans, non-binary, queer youth, know that your queerness is what makes you beautiful and powerful. Everyone in this room sees you and needs you, and we will fight alongside you, and we will win. Growing up, I was called the F word more times than I can remember, and
So just in case you guys didn't understand exactly what he said there, because they blanked it out, he said that growing up I was called the F word, but now I'm an F word, which is a slur for being gay. Now I'm an F word with a Tony. Okay, that is what he said on stage. So again, yeah, you know it was woke, okay? However, there's a certain part of this award ceremony that I want to talk about that's going viral, because you had an actress by the name of Denée Benton, who decided to call Ron DeSantis the Grand Wizard of the KKK live during this ceremony, I guess as she's trying to give a speech or something like that. And it was just a super cringe moment. But again, it's par for the course when it comes to Hollyweird and how overtly political they are, or how overtly liberal they are. Again, I mean, this woman, again, tried to compare Ron DeSantis to the Grand Wizard of the KKK, and I want to play an audio clip of her saying this on stage, and then I want to talk about it, because it seems like a lot of these woke revolutionaries, particularly the so-called women of color, or, you know, people of color that date men, that is, okay, we're going to get into this, but a lot of them seem to love the white man behind closed doors, even though in public they hate the white man. And it's just a fascinating thing to behold. So I want to talk about it, but before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know, if you like my channel, you want to support my channel, you can check out some of my new merch. Like, for example, my signature racist mug, which I now have a blacked out edition of with the 2023 definition of racism according to the Democrats and the left, which is anybody who disagrees with them. So if you want to check that out, you can, and other shirts as well too, like Everything Woke Turns to Ish shirt. You can check it out on my website, gforemanbcp.com. Get 20% off using discount code TEAMBCP. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Hi, I'm Denée Benton, actor, thank you, and proud CMU alum. Earlier tonight, CMU and the Tony Awards presented the 2023 Excellence in Theater Education Award. And while I am certain that the current governor of my home state of Florida will be changing. Changing the name of this following town immediately. We were honored to present this award to the truly incredible and life-changing Jason Zembic Young, enhancing the lives of students at South Plantation High School in Plantation, Florida.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Just open and pure, unadulterated wokeness at this award ceremony that, again, is just stereotypically Hollywood, okay? Trying to lecture society about what's right, what's wrong, how they're more morally superior to everybody else. And again, this is why people don't watch this stuff, right? This is why I had no clues even on, okay? I bet the ratings for that award ceremony were terrible, okay? I didn't even know. I would not have known had that not come out, right? But since it did come out, because this person did say that, I'm gonna talk about it because, again, there is a pattern that we see here when it comes to these woke people, these woke revolutionaries, these woke people of color, more specifically, that date men that tend to come out here and claim how much they hate white men, actually loving the white man behind closed doors, okay? Because this person is actually married to a white man, right? Again, this is the same person that compares Ron DeSantis to the KKK wizard, right? Or the Grand Wizard of KKK, but she's married to a white man, right? She's supposed to be fighting against racism, and we know that the white man is supposed to be racist because inherently, because he's white and he's a male, he experiences the privilege of being white and male. Therefore, he is racist, he is sexist because of his identity, okay? That's intersectionality. That is the argument. And when it comes to this actress right here in particular, she's went on record with how much she hates white supremacy. Like, for example, when discussing this movie that she was in, she talked about white supremacy. She says, I think one of the most insidious parts of white supremacy is the real strategy of erasure, erasing history books, erasing narratives, and keeping us in this hamster wheel of having to rediscover ourselves. Okay? She also says this right here about white supremacy. Anything that tells us that we weren't moving through all spaces is just a delusion of white supremacy and the white imaginations that have controlled in narrative for so long. Okay? Okay, so she's so concerned about white supremacy. She also complained about her all white male creative team. Okay, apparently there are going to be some blind spots that they're not going to get, okay, because, you know, they're too white, right? Again, this is what this person's saying, okay? They hate white supremacy, right? But for whatever reason, she turned around and married a white man. Again, it reminds me of the Don Lemons of the world, the AOCs of the world, who have come out here and claim that, you know, white supremacy is such a big threat, specifically, again, white men. But they're both married to white men. They both like the great white pipe, okay? I'm pretty sure that Don Lemon is leaning on the great white pipe in his time of need as he deals or copes with reality of being fired from CNN and having no real career prospects moving forward. But apparently, according to this actress, being opposed to kids learning about pride in school or having sex change operations or having queer studies be taught in African-American AP history or whatever, apparently that makes Ron DeSantis the Grand Wizard of the KKK, right? That makes him worth being compared to a racist. When Florida ranked second in the country in regards to Black-owned businesses, Hispanic-owned businesses, and women-owned businesses. Okay, it's one of the fastest-growing states when it comes to so-called minority-owned businesses. Now, again, this is happening under Ron DeSantis. So I'm trying to figure out, where do you get this idea that Ron DeSantis is some type of Grand Wizard of KKK or that he's racist? Again, I mean, these people, they just say stuff, right? They just accuse anybody that disagrees with them politically of being racist. Meanwhile, the guy in the White House actually gave a eulogy, okay? Joe Biden gave a eulogy for his friend, Robert Byrd, who actually was in the KKK, right? He was in the KKK. He probably was like a Cyclops, something like that, right? He wasn't a Grand Wizard, but he was probably some ranking member. Who knows? But I've never heard these same people, right, who are so upset with DeSantis, again, this person right here, right, who again is married to the white man, loves the white man, okay? Look at all these white men at her wedding, okay? Look at all these white people, okay? I'm just saying. All I'm saying is this. I've never heard her come out here and to talk about how Joe Biden used to hang out with people in the KKK, right? Apparently, you can't be racist if you're a Democrat, right? Again, because Joe Biden, for as much as the left loves to try to compare the GOP to the Klan, right, and white supremacy, Joe Biden actually was in bed with white supremacists, and these people never say anything about it, right? They never say anything about it. They have nothing to say about it. You never hear about it. It's truly fascinating stuff. This person, right, it's hilarious because the venue that they had their wedding at, they wanted to make sure it had never been a location of a slave plantation. Okay? This is how woke she is. But again, is she sure that her guy, right, is not the descendant of, I don't know, a slave owner or something, right? Which, I mean, hey, maybe that's an appropriate question to ask, considering how these same woke revolutionaries want to try to paint all white people as evil and racist and guilty for what happened to black people during slavery, even though a vast majority of them had nothing to do with it. But I'm just saying, based off the rhetoric that we hear, again, I think that maybe her man that she's sleeping with every single night could possibly be a racist. Who knows? There's just as much evidence to suggest that he might be racist as there is that DeSantis is a racist, because there is no evidence to suggest that Ron DeSantis is a racist, but Democrats just come out here and say it anyways, right? Woke Hollywood celebrities come out here and they overtly push a political agenda anyways, and then they wonder why people hate them, right? Why people are watching less and less and less of these award ceremonies. It's because of silly stuff like this, especially coming out the mouth of this woman who, again, is very against white supremacy and white dominated spaces, but allow her wedding to be white dominated, right? Because she married a white man. So she loves white supremacy, especially in the bedroom, right? She loves the great white pipe, just like Don Lemon loves it, just like AOC loves it. Again, coming out here and pushing these overt political agendas like this, these divisive narratives that they're putting out here, and then trying to virtue signal as if they're above everybody else. Okay, they're more morally superior and this, that, and the other. It's ridiculous. It's a turnoff. And that's why, again, these people are as irrelevant as ever. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.